my lovely friends, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, hi, my name is Melissa, or Missa, welcome. Today I have a really exciting video. It's quite late in terms of this palette, it's not really brand new anymore, however it's brand new to me, and I wanted to do a proper video on it, swatch it all, do a look, fanny around and stretch its wings on my face and see what I could do with it. So today we are playing, of course, with the Kaleidos Club Nebula. This is in collaboration with Angelica Nyqvist. She is a very beautiful, funny, very talented YouTuber. A lot of the time I don't know who these collabs are with, but I do know Angelica. She's lovely. She actually quite often watches my live streams, which baffles me because she's like super famous and cool, but yeah, she takes her time to do that, so it's really exciting. So I missed out on this the first time it launched and on relaunch. Honestly, I just didn't have the money to spend on a new palette, and very shockingly yesterday this showed up in the post from my lovely friends Nina and Annmarie. Neither of them have channels that I can direct you to, but it was really unexpected and I actually cried when it arrived because I just couldn't quite believe it. So a huge thank you to both of you for sending this to me. I really don't know how I got such lovely friends and sausages. I don't know, it blows my mind. But yeah, this is the palette. I think the packaging is lovely and also it's a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. I should have known how big it would be because I've had the escape pod from Kaleidos before, but I love the size. I think it's perfect, and inside it has a mirror. And then these are the shades. Of course, I have already played with mine, so it's looking a little bit used but not abused. I think it looks pretty good. I mean, can you tell why I wanted this palette, like, upon first seeing it? I know as well that my last video was a review on a new palette, so I don't usually try and do them so close together, but anyway, I'm sorry it's happened this way. As with all my reviews, if you are new here, I'm going to swatch this all on my arm, and then I am going to do this look, and then I'll give you my thoughts on the palette at the end of the video. So if you want to see all of that jazz, then do keep on watching. The cats, or Potato does make an appearance, but right now they're sleeping over there and I'm not going to wake them up, so yeah, if you want to see all that, then please just do keep on watching. Just before I go, I just want to interject and say I used every single shade in this palette for this look, and I was really proud of myself for that, so yeah. Can we talk about these swatches? Those mattes didn't even need swatched twice, really, realistically. The shimmers are sick. They're all almost like duochrome. Like this one is, this one is, this one is, this. They're all. I I can understand now the utter hype over this palette, to be honest. Like, even up until recently, I was looking at pictures of it going, I don't need it. Like, I don't need it. Even though I really wanted it. But now that I've got it in my arms, wow. I want to do a shade with this, like, really cool toned. You can't even see what I'm pointing at. This one. Like, oh, they are just incredible. I mean, they've fair made a mess on my old desk, but how stunning are they? Anyway, that's the swatches. Let's put it on my face and just go about our day. I could just sit and talk about it constantly, but I shan't. You must excuse the eyelash glue in my eyelashes. I already wore makeup today, earlier on, and if I put a lot of effort into removing it with like gel and stuff like that, my eyes will water uncontrollably and I won't be able to do makeup. So just ignore that. I'm just priming with my Revlon Candid as always. And now we're going to start the fun stuff. The very first shade I'm going to take is Void, which is the deep navy blue. And obviously I'm doing a very kind of big smoked out look. I just had to do something very fun and big and dramatic because I really have wanted this palette for a while and I feel like it deserves pomp and ceremony. I'm just gonna use this pencil brush just to pop it in my shape and then I'll like work out what I need to do. It's so pigmented. I know it's looking a bit funny right now, but it's just because I'm putting the shape on and I'm not really trying to make it all uniform and lovely. That is not the palette, that is just me applying it this way. Like, it's so pigmented. So pigmented. And I'll take it on a little in a fluffier brush. It's a bit fluffier, not hugely. And just wiggle all the way around. Give it a wee blend. I'm getting confused with my brushes, and then I started to kind of drag it out a little bit here as well. I think the quality of Kaleidos eyeshadows is just so good. I have had the vast majority of their palettes. Most of them I've kind of decluttered just because I wasn't reaching for them. Like, I don't really reach for £5 palettes, so they were kind of getting wasted in my collection. But I've really never tried anything from them that I haven't liked, to be quite honest. And I always think, like, when brands, like, see, especially brands like Morphe, when they collab with people, I feel like they put more effort in to make the products better. Like most brands do. Not Too Faced though. So it's just a really good quality palette. Then I'm picking up this foresty green called Queen of Blades. I was very unsure if I would be able to blend all these shades together, if I'd be able to make this work, but I feel like on the other eye it's working, so I mean, we'll see. There's still a lot of time for me to give up and restart. I'm hoping I don't have to because I really don't want to be late for Tia and Rebecca going live tonight. Yeah, it's just going in a very kind of straight, dragged out shape. And I'm really not going for pigment at this point. More just getting my initial stuff going. No, darling. No. Oh, for goodness sake, yes, you can come in. Okay, and then I'm going to take, obviously, like one of the standout shades in the palette, the shade Gravity. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. I haven't yet blended this properly. Like, I do want to go back in and blend that, but I'm going to wait until my base is on. Try and ignore sausage. I've just given in to them. Cats are in the room, so if you start hearing strange noises, it's just them. Okay, so yeah, I've not blended that, obviously, okay? There's more steps first. Then I'm going to take the shade Cyclone. Gorgeous purple. Oh, it's as beautiful as Carnival of Tahiti, the shade Blackberry, but it's a different tone. It's just beautiful. And this is going to get tucked at the front. And kind of come up a bit as well. It's literally like a perfect dark matte purple. And then I'm going to take the shade Red Giant. Pop this at the front as well. Very pigmented, like this shade is intense. I put on way too much. This shade is sick. All the mattes in here have really impressed me, to be honest. And then I'm going to go in with Samus. I don't know. This one here. And it's quite a pastel, so it's going to completely obliterate that red that I just put on. That's okay, I'll just go back in with the red. Because I really want this peach on show at the front here. It is very pigmented peach, but... Oh, have I put too much peach on? A little bit. Now I feel like I need to put more on the other side. It's just so pigmented. Going with a bit more Red Giant. They're so pigmented. They're not hard to blend. You just have to be careful not to put too much on because the pigment. And yeah, I'm trying to use as many shades as possible in one look. So I did take then Rock Hopper, which is a really unusual colour. I'm really glad to see it in here. And this is going to kind of go where this purple meets this dark matte blue. Just helps blend it and uses another shade. So I'm just going to go back through all of those shades like I usually do. Just re-intensify them, blend them out, and then I'll come back with my cut crease on and we'll start putting the shimmers on, making the magic happen, including under the brow. Yeah, I'll do that quickly and just sped up so that I don't have to talk through it. So this video is not too long, you know? And I can watch my YouTube video. Got both of the cats here demanding attention. I'm going to use the shade Firefly, which is that very top to me right, maybe to your left, green shimmer. Sorry, I can't point at it because I'm holding potato in my other hand. I am going to just stamp this underneath the brow. This shade is something really special. I don't know if it's going to like pick up on camera well enough, but it is just absolutely, it's absolutely stunning. I'm actually wearing it at the very front of this eye because I had to use it basically. Oh no, I meant to use the other shade. There's only one shade in this palette that I haven't used, but maybe I could use it as my face highlighter. And then I've used every single one. Beautiful, and then I'll use, what are you doing? No, don't eat my sponge. I'll use a tiny bit more Rock Hopper. Just gonna blend the bottom edge of that. Right, I'll go through my cut crease on and then we'll come back. I'm still not entirely happy with this blend. I definitely need a medium green in between the two. The dark green and then the bright green, like they are very, very different. But we're going to make it work, don't worry. I'll be back in a second with my cut crease on and we will proceed. Okay, I've got that on, it matches well enough. And I'm going to go in with that Firefly shade. It's so beautiful, it's actually unbelievable. It's not going to pick up on camera like how special it is, but trust me, it's stunning. It's a little bit like crumbly and flaky, but to be honest I really don't mind because it does apply really nice with the brush. It does apply way better with your finger, I will say, but I mean I have big massive fingers and I find it hard to be in any way precise with my fingers. So I just, yeah, use a brush. I guess you could wet it. The fact that I feel like I don't need to is saying something about this shade. It's just outrageous. It's so pretty. And then, once again, I'm just trying to use more shades. So I'm going to use the shade Astro, which is obviously like a big selling point of this palette for me, is this shade. But I didn't want it to be the main focus because I feel like I will end up doing quite a few like dark blue smoky eyes with this palette. So I wanted to use the green more, but look at this shade as well. Just applying it dry. Can you imagine this packed on with your finger? It didn't really pull any punches with these shimmer shades. Absolutely outrageous. And then of course more of the shade Void, which is that deep blue. What? Just to start blending in. And then I took the shade 7 of 9, this one here. It's going to help blend, and it's going to be another shade used as well. So winner winner, chicken dinner. On the inner corner, I'm going to go in with the shade You're My Only Hope. So this is the only one down here that I haven't used. So I think I'll try that as like a face highlighter. This shade is stunning. This is it, completely dry. And just look at the punch it gives to you. It's nuts. Do I have concealer under my eye? Yeah, I think I do. So again, continuing my quest to use all the different shades, I am going to pick up Cyclone and just pop this down here. I couldn't really decide what to do with the lower lash line. Just pat that on. In fact, what I'll do first, I'm just going to take a purple eyeliner. This is a Too Faced Killer Eyeliner in the shade, if you're wondering, Killer Queen. It's a really nice deep purple, but I thought just make it match, Melissa, with the eyeshadow. So I'm going in with Cyclone on this flat brush. I'm just going to pat it on top. Just that my eyeliner is just exactly the same shade as the eyeshadow. This is a trick that Tia taught me, and it's so good for making different colour eyeliners. Like, it's perfect. Where's my brush? I'll take a different one. I'll take a tiny bit of Red Giant. And then just wiping that on there. Then a bit of that peach. And at the front, using that same brush, I'm going to go in with Celestial, which is definitely a duochrome. It's like a peach to pink. And then I'll take Nebula as well. My least favourite shade in the palette. I mean, I'm never going to love a sparkly orange peach, but I'm trying to use them all. I am actually going to wet these just because I did it on the other eye. Just so that they would maybe have a bit more punch down here. So this is Celestial first. And then I'll dip in Nebula. Imagine I made a palette, like came out the collab and it had a sparkly orange in it. You'd be like, yeah, that wasn't actually Melissa that made that, was it? She had no control over the colours. Yeah, Nova's the only one I haven't used, and it's not going to be a great highlight actually because it's so blue. I just don't know where I could put it on my eye, but I really want to say I've used every single shade in my like title. I did put on a tiny bit of not too thick eyeliner. I just felt like this part of my eye was kind of missing something. I just don't know where I could use that shade because my inner corner is fine, like it doesn't need anything. Under the brows is fine. That would have been the greatest place to put it since I already used that green. I don't really want to put it over my eyeliner. maybe I can't claim to have used every single shade. Plus I haven't used another one, which I will. Naru. This one here. I did do this on the other eye, I just completely forgot. I'm just going to pick up the very tiniest bit of that and just blend out this bottom edge with it. And a bit of rock copper as well. Right, I'm going to clean up my fallout, put my base on, and I'll just come back when everything's done, because yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, what I did do though, before I forget, sorry, is go around my cut crease with Urban Decay Distortion, just to make it nice and crisp. So I'll do that. I'll come back when everything's done, and we'll see where we are. Okay, so I finished off all my makeup. If you want to know any details, like foundation or anything, I'll leave it down below. But I will say my blush is the shade, what's it called? The peach one. Samus? My blush is just that. It's so beautiful. It works as a blush, and I think it just like ties in to the front of the eye. Also, I went in with the shade Nova underneath my brow. So I just went over the top of the Firefly shade, just so that I could say that I'd used every single shade. Even though right now I've just filmed the intro and I completely forgot to say that. So yeah, I put that under my brow. It's super blue, and actually it works really well because I've got blue on the outer corner. So I used all of the shades. And my thoughts on this palette, I feel like you can already tell my thoughts. I feel like I've not been that cryptic. I really like it. Personally, for me, if I'm going to have a gripe, and I'm going to have a gripe because it's me, I would get rid of Nebula, although it does actually look quite pretty on my under eyes. I would get rid of it. And I would put a black there, like a really dark carbon black, so that I could really deepen up things completely. Everything else I do really like. I do think this Naru shade is maybe a little bit unnecessary. However, I can see it being good for blending out like this shade here. Also, another gripe, just to add one in, is maybe change this shade then and put in a medium blue. So something between this dark blue and this light blue. Or take out Nebula and that one for a medium blue and a medium green and a black. Then it would be like utter perfection, to be quite honest. But apart from that, like the quality is fantastic. Like I just played with the, what's it called? Be Perfect. Where is it? Manifest Dream Big. The mattes in this are 10,000 times more superior than the mattes in here. It's just there's no comparison, to be quite honest. This is so much better than this in terms of quality, although the shimmers in here are fantastic. I'm not saying that this is a bad palette, but the mattes in here are just like so much more better, more pigmented. Blends like a dream. It's just wonderful, to be quite honest. Yeah, I feel like my gripes are quite small with it, apart from the fact that it is a tiny bit pricey. It is a little bit pricey. I couldn't justify buying it, to be quite honest, so it is a little bit pricey, but apart from those things, I think it is fantastic. And if this is a colour scheme that tickles your pickle, then I would really recommend it, because holy macaroni, does it perform. So yeah, that is going to be all for me today. I really hope you enjoyed this, just waving this around. I'm actually really happy with how my makeup came out. The only thing is I do feel like I've not blended these two greens together very well. I would quite like to go in with a medium green, but I didn't want to go in with another palette in this video. But personally for me, I would go in with like a medium green in between these two, and then I feel like the blend would be a lot better, but I didn't have that option. Still, I think it's a pretty good look. I don't think there's anything really that wrong with it. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please take a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. I put out 3 videos a week. And if you want to see me go live, then you can join my Patreon. And I'm going to piss off. Have a lovely day. Is it Sunday? This is going out Sunday. Yeah, have a lovely Sunday, whatever it is you're doing. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.